In this edition, we will dig into concept development and how to get your idea ready to build. I'm Kelly Newman, your host and product innovation coach. As the industry pivoted from waterfall to agile frameworks, we all have experienced the confusion in requirements gathering. This confusion often leads to frustrations between agile or development teams and their product owners or product managers, as well as increasing the risk of missing the mark when it comes to feature value. Regardless of your chosen development methodology, my storyteller process serves to kill the confusion with requirements gathering. But what is a storyteller? A storyteller is simply a condensed requirements document that tells the story of a feature. It covers the what and why and leaves the how to the development team. With focus now on the business needs, your storyteller will serve to gain understanding and agreement on the general business requirements for the feature with your business stakeholders. It will provide your team with context into the business value and problem space so they can be better equipped to build great solutions. And finally, it will create trust between you and your stakeholders by bringing them into the process in a repeatable way. Now, let's take a look at the components of the storyteller that support these outcomes. Your feature summary is the essential first part of the document. It answers the big questions. What business problem are we solving for our customers and market? How does this problem impact our customers and what personas are most impacted? And finally, how will we know we are successful in solving this problem? If you went through the opportunity canvas process during the screening phase, you should be able to embed or copy those results here. If not, this is the time to go back in the framework and complete that work. You should not move forward if you cannot answer these questions. Once the big questions are answered, it's time to start putting together those business requirements. During this process, you'll probably get a lot of great ideas from stakeholders. However, these ideas may not solve the business problem identified, or they may solve it for a different persona completely. You want to prevent scope creep as early as possible and stay focused on the features needed to solve the identified business problem. Including a scope section early in the document that can be modified throughout the concept development process creates transparency and focus for all your stakeholders. Now it's time to get creative. In the user scenarios section, you want to tell the story of the business problem. They are real-world scenarios illustrating the problem the user is facing, told from the perspective of the impacted personas. Let's use a common nursery rhyme as an example. Jack goes up the hill every day to fetch a pail of water. The hill is steep, and in the last week, Jack has spilt the water twice, and yesterday he fell and broke his leg. Now Jill, his wife, must fetch the water for their family and risk falling as well. Jack and Jill need a better way to get water to their family. Through the telling of this scenario, you now understand why this solution is valuable to Jack and have empathy for his needs. After setting the stage, you can now dive into the business requirements needed to solve the problem identified. Reminder, these are business requirements, not technical requirements. They should be written for your end users and business stakeholders. When building your requirements, remember to include how the user will interact from start to finish. Don't leave out those initial navigation points, drill downs, reporting needs, etc. Include visual designs, mock-ups, wireframes. If you have a UI/UX designer, you should be working closely with them during this process. And don't forget about journeys. For more complex features, provide a visual journey to walk your stakeholders through the feature. If you find yourself going into detail about table names or field lengths, you're crossing into technical requirements. Pull back a bit. Remember, the storyteller is to help feed the product build process, not be a part of the product build process. Throughout the process of deepening your understanding of the business problem and gathering business requirements, you have been working with multiple individuals inside and outside of your organization. In your storyteller, provide the names of individuals you have worked with to collect and complete the business requirements. This is helpful later if your team needs clarity on a feature and, candidly, provides you with a bit of coverage if there are questions around who was involved in the requirements gathering process. Live conversations aren't the only place where you will get information to support your storyteller requirements. Use the supporting assets section to link over to other sources of insights. A few of these may include support case reports, user interview documentation, user surveys, user analytics, and market reports. Also, if your systems and processes allow it, I also think it's really valuable to add future assets here. These are things like development tasks from Jira, Trello, or the like, and release plans. This is your reference point for all of the other information that fed in to your storyteller. And finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room, sizing. After you have completed your storyteller and received the thumbs up from your business stakeholders on the requirements, provide the document to your team for review. You may have already included 1 to 2 members along the way, but this gets the team fully on board and kicks off the transition from concept development to product build. After the team has read through the storyteller and a product-led kickoff meeting has occurred to answer questions, perform story mapping, etc., your team should be able to arrive at a rough estimate of effort to complete the work. Provide the estimate in the storyteller in a method that the stakeholder audience will understand. I know there may be a lot of questions on how to come to this sizing estimate, but that's a topic in itself that requires more than a 5-minute video can provide. So we'll have to come back to that another day. Building software should be fun. My hope is that by following my storyteller framework, you and your team will no longer feel the frustration and confusion that can sometimes accompany rapid development. Want to learn more about this topic or any other piece of the product innovation framework? Reach out to me to schedule your free 30-minute consultation.